Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to another Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. This is Forbidden Door Preview. I am your host, Adam Cousins, and as you can see, with his 50th gimmick of the year, we are joined by our usual co-host, Mr. Dave Robinson, or Forbidden Dave this time. Hello, Dave. Hi, Dave.
I am the Forbidden Dave today. Yeah, as I said, I've got a new gimmick coming. I'm going to wipe out all the other past gimmicks, and you're going to have one that's going to stay. So
we're going to have one gimmick for you.
One gimmick to rule them all.
One gimmick, Dave. Wow, can't wait for that. Well, we couldn't have a Forbidden Door preview show or even an AEW preview show without our good friend from Honor the Elite, Gary Joe. Good afternoon. Is it to you, or is it still afternoon? Surely, right?
Morning.
Morning.
It's morning.
Just like I was saying to Dave that I still got to get adjusted with the time gaps, because actually somebody on my page is wanting to be a part of it. I was like, cool. And then next thing you know, he said he's from Australia. So that is 15 hours ahead. So I'm going to get used to that.
Wow.
And I had to say the sarcastic comment because I love this company. And I said to Dave, well, it's okay. It's the impact zones. So
that's it, man. we just have to make our way through the impact zone.
Yeah. Indeed, we do. Before we get on to what's going to be an absolute fantastic pay-per-view, I have one gripe, and I'm interested. And I think me and Dave, we spoke about it earlier. We're under the same agreement, I believe. But I'm interested for you, Gary. Is this pay-per-view too match heavy? For me, I look at the two main events and I'm saying, well, that's an hour. I know Danielson's banged up, but I would say that's an hour. Where's the other 8 going to be? Is it too match heavy for you, Gary, this?
So I can look at it as two ways. As a fan, it's a treat for me, yes. Is it too heavy? Yes. But if you really want to make this partnership so stronger than glue, you need
I think we're losing Gary.
So for
you
that
back?
sense alone, I think that is. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Not sure.
It froze up. So you see both sides. I'm similar, Gary. I'm glad. You want to get everybody on the card, and I totally understand that. I think there is too many. It's asking a lot of the crowd, but you've got such a sensational double main event. I mean, so at least 2 of these matches are main event matches, if not 3, if you include the MJF Tanahashi title match. So yeah, there's a few ways of looking at it, but I prefer a pay-per-view, 6 strong matches on the card, maybe 1 on the pre-show. But as you say, there's so much talent there. You want to get as many on as you can and expose the rest of the world to the Japanese talent, and Japan to the rest of the talent in the US. So yeah, it is a difficult one.
It's challenging as a fan for sure. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna watch this pay-per-view through, but it's gonna be probably 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Definitely. We are losing.
Yeah, I think the connection's struggling.
Yeah, there was
You back, Gary?
Can't hear you.
Oh, there your sound's gone.
It freezes time for time. Maybe it's just my Wi-Fi, honestly. Who knows? I've been having hiccups with my Wi-Fi lately, so it's not you guys. I promise you, it's mine.
No, you're back now anyway.
You're back.
But yeah, like I said, 5.5, 6 hours. It's going to be a lot to digest, but this is why we love wrestling, right? I've seen WrestleManias like 7-8 hours long. So
yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with you though, guys. Honestly, like it is too card heavy, but once the actual show starts, it's going to be a damn good show. So
yeah, that's it. It's over to them now, isn't it, to make it work? Really, is there such thing as too much wrestling? Hopefully not. Hopefully every match is sensational. and it has got that potential. So yeah, let's try and stay positive and go into it and see if we can like endure. It's a bit of a marathon, a wrestling marathon, but
it is. Well, I mean, the thing is, the only thing I probably may have done, and because Collision's in its infancy, I would have maybe started it on Collision.
Yeah.
Only because we're not going to get any major, the feuds are going to take their time on Collision to get started. So, and as Collision it's only the second week. I know we did have some Forbidden Door. There was Swerve and Tanahashi, for argument's sake. But it may have been good just to have started off on there and then carried it on. I don't know. Anyway, it's just me. I'm just saying it's a bit too kind. Listen, you can never get too much wrestling, and the card's fantastic. So let's just get into it. Okay, so we've got 0 Hour that starts. I've got the first one as the Mogul Embassy. And Dave, who's the one with the Mogul Embassy again? You're going to...
Sorry, mate, I haven't got it written down.
Oh, it's Roppongi Vice, isn't it?
Roppongi Vice, yeah. That's Trent and Rocky Romero.
That's it. There's another one added to that, though. There's a third person in that one, but I can't remember his name. Forgive me. I'm going with Swerve on this. I think they're, he come off a really strong match with Tanahashi. A little bit slow for my liking, but still a really hard-hitting, good match with Tanahashi and co on yesterday. So I'm going to hit Swerve up with this. Gary, do you agree this is one for the Mogul Embassy?
Well, I think, Adam, you went with the Swerve here. I don't see them losing. And that is, I'm talking. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go with what should be chaos. With Rocky Romero and Trent. So, I mean, Mobile Embassy. They're really good in every way. So this is what I like about this pay-per-view. Some is unpredictable, some is not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Trent, Rocky Romero on this one.
Dave?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely due a win. They put in every time they're involved, Trent, Chucky T, and Rocky Romero. It's always a good match, but they always seem to end up on the losing end. So I hope we can get a decent run for the Best Friends or Roppongi Vice, whichever variation of them. I would like them to go on a bit of a run. However, with Swerve as being as hot as he is at the minute, I think this will be another one for Swerve, so I'm going with it, Mogul Embassy.
Cool. That's 2-1. So we'll take Mogul Embassy as the win on that one. So another trios match, which is quite interesting, that's going to come up next, which is United Empire's Carl Fletcher, Jeff Cobb, and TJP taking on. Now you're going to have to forgive me with these Japanese names. Los Inglenoberos de Japan. I've had a go.
That was all right, mate.
Yeah, okay. Well, I struggled with English earlier, so
yeah.
Gary Joe, who's going to win that one?
Oh man, it's TJP and Cobb against who again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's TJP, Jeff Cobb, and Carl Fletcher. I'm not even going to try and go there again with the names. Hang on, it is Shingo Takahashi, Hiromu Takanashi, and Bushi. There we go. You're trying to do this deliberately, aren't you?
No, I promise you, man. I cannot pronounce them for the life of me either. That's why I have nicknames. So, I could see Fletch, Cobb, and TJP win. This one for sure. I think they should win. Especially Fletcher is technically signed with AEW, so it's not going to be all New Japan one side and then AEW one side. This is what I love about this pay-per-view. They make things split equally. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see TJP on there, former cruiserweight champion for WWE. So
yeah, he was in Impact as well, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Dave, who you going for?
Oh, this is a coin toss, to be honest. It could go either way. You would think that politically it will be half and half in terms of AEW winning half and Japan winning half. So I think this might be one which goes to Los Ingobernables de Japón. I went French then. I went French. But
no.
It says Japan, not Japan.
Yeah, all right.
What,
Yeah, if it helps, I'm going to go for Carl Fletcher's team. I absolutely love.
that's just because you didn't want to say the other one.
Yeah, no, that's true. No. To be fair, I like Cobb, TJP. That's outstanding. Fletcher's amazing on his own and with United Empire. So I can't look beyond them for this one.
To circle back, I said the other match with Rocky Romero and Trent, it's El Desperado.
El Desperado with them. Okay,
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. I'm glad I could have got El Desperado. I think I would have just about.
Yeah.
We're okay with that one. Stu Grayson and El Fantasmo. Dave, over to you.
See, this I'm excited for this match. Stu Grayson is phenomenal. I think he is underrated to a degree, but I think at the same time, everybody knows how good he is. So it's not a surprise when he has a great match. I'd like him to break away from the Dark Order, to be honest. And I think this is going to be great. I've not seen an El Fantasmo match for a long time. I think El Fantasmo will get the win. But I think this will be a bit of a dark horse. I think this will be up there in the top 5 matches of the night.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'll go out El Fantasmo.
I'm going El Fantasmo as well. To be quite honest with you, I think he will come out on top of this one. Gary, are you going to buck the trend, or is it not going to be a full house of El Fantasmo?
So this is a crazy addition to the pre-show. Like, wow,
Yeah.
Phantasmo is such a gem in Japan. So Stu Grayson, man, I agree with you. Break away from the Dark Order. There's no need for you to be there. Thankfully, there's a story, a very intriguing story for over a month now, with him perhaps joining Dutch, the Righteous, with Dutch and sadly, I can't think of that other guy's name. So anyway, I'm gonna go with my Brit brothers over here. I'm gonna go with Phantasmo as well.
We have a full house of El Fantasmo. Last match on the pre-show. I'm really looking forward to this, as long as it gets the time that it needs, which is in obviously the fantastic Owen Hart Cup. And thank Christ someone can put Owen Hart's name and use it very well, like AEW have over the years. I cannot wait. I love the Owen last year. Really loving the issue. Just a bit disappointed that Adam Cole wasn't in it to defend it as Britt is to defend hers, but that's for another day. Athena against Billy Starks. I know both of these very, very well. Billy Stark is fantastic. Athena is great, which makes it even more difficult to pick a winner. But on this occasion, I'm going with Athena on this. Gary, who about you?
So I was a part of a podcast on Friday, and they were all shocked by this. I think when you're going to get somebody in the door, you're going to do what Chris Jericho did for Action Andretti. Athena's the veteran. She's been around for many years. What did Jericho did for Action Andretti? Get him in a good position for people to take him seriously.
Yeah.
People absolutely love Billy Starks. People love Athena. I love them both. Now, here's what I think is going to happen. I think Billy Starks is going to pull the upset, because one thing that TK really, really loves to do is he loves to build stars of tomorrow. And then they're going to officially announce the signing of Billy Starks. I don't think this is going to hurt Athena at all. I think it's just Athena doing the right thing, giving the rub to an 18-year-old kid that is ready to fulfill her dream in the wrestling business. And then what I could see happening is Athena costing Billy Starks her second-round matchup. But yeah, I'm going to go with Billy Starks here for the upset.
I have to admit, I was touching.
It would be awesome.
Yeah,
so,
it was touch and go for me.
Yeah, I would love that to happen, Gary Joe. Yeah, that would be great. And if it was a standard match on Dynamite, I definitely think that's what would happen. But because it's in the tournament and the next match will be against Willow, I can see Athena going over and having the match with Willow, and because she's champion as well, she's the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena. I think she's obviously doing a lot of good work as a heel in Ring of Honor. Yeah. So I don't think it will be a clean win. So I think Billy Starks is still going to get a lot from it, and she could even have that All Elite graphic after the match, even though she lost. The fans will be on her side, everybody will be impressed. But I think just because the next match goes against Willow, I see Athena going into the second round. So, but I would love to see Billy Starks pick up the win here.
Yeah, it was touch and go for me, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I know Billy Starks, and I even know Athena from her WWE days, and she was never given the opportunity that AEW. And this is why TK is so good at what he does, because he gives the opportunity for these. And they've now got shows to showcase the opportunity. I mean, you look at Andrade El Idolo and even the House of Black. More recently on Collision have been given the matches and the time that they need, and Athena's the same, and Billy will be the same. So she'll be
like Gary Joe says, it's great to have a match where you don't know. It's not predictable at all. It could go either way. Far too often in wrestling, we built to pay-per-views where it's kind of predictable who's going to win.
Yeah.
So to have these type of matches, and the stakes on the line here, it's not a title match, obviously, but it is to advance in the Owen. It's just so it makes it so much more intriguing for the fan. So I'm really looking forward to the pre-show as well as the main event. Although there's a lot to get through there, I'm excited for it. I'm probably more excited for this show than I was Double or Nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
Wholeheartedly agree there, Dave. I was saying that to a few of my friends. Like, I enjoy Double or Nothing, but there was a few key elements I was kind of missing with that show. And again, that's what I love about TK is he realizes, okay, I understand this is not the best show that I did. I know I can make the next one better. And this one really blows it out of the water. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. Let's move in pay-per-view. The first match I've got was made, I think, on Rampage. Adam Cole, Tom Lawler. Tom Lawler, tremendous talent. Tremendous talent. We know Adam Cole. It's normally Adam C, baby. That if I was doing a Dynamite review, it would be Adam C. So I can't look. I just think he's next in line for the match. He's been he's been going off MJF for a while now. So I think if he was to lose this, I know it's just a one-off kind of pay-per-view kind of thing, but if he loses it, derails momentum slightly that would go into potentially the winner of MJF and Takanashi, which we assume is going to be MJF. So I'm going to stick with AC, baby. Boom. Gary Joe.
Well, don't stick with this AC because it's not blowing the coldest air that I'm hoping for. So, also, guys, I just realized. So, did you want to do the excitement level like we did the last prediction?
Oh, Stu, sorry, yeah.
I just saw that just now, actually.
To be honest, they're all going to be on this. For me, they're all going to be between 8 and 10 because there's not pretty much. But this one, the only reason I say this one won't get as high as I'm expecting is just because although I know Tom Lawler, he's a great talent. It's one of these things like I didn't think Cole and Jericho worked. And although they're two great talents, Dave, we both sat there and agreed. It was just two great talents come together, didn't work. That's the only reason why it's going as an 8 for me. Because it'd be one of the ones you put end up being a 10 when I watch it. But it's 8 for me. What about you, Gary Joe? Winner and excitement value.
I do agree with you, Adam. I'm going to give this 8 as well. I mean, Filthy Tom Lawler is truly an amazing stud. Like, one thing that I love about is with this whole thing with Adam Cole's return, he's really proven his ground that he's really wanting to be in that top tier discussions. So, Adam Cole for me too. I would be shocked if he loses, especially this hot momentum that he has right now. But it's going to be an exciting one for sure.
Dave?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a confession. I'm not too familiar with Tom Lawler's work. It happens sometimes in wrestling to me.
Yep.
I feel I've got a good grasp of the landscape and I know enough about everything. And I know like AEW is my forte and then WWE, I know what's going on. Yeah, but Tom Lawler, I don't know why, but I've missed his stuff. So I'm going to have to check some of it out prior to the card because I'm probably at about a 7 excitement level. I'm hoping, as you say, it's a great match and it exceeds my expectations because I don't know much about Tom Lawler. That's the only reason. So I'm going to go with Adam Cole for the win, much for the same for the reasons that you two guys have pointed out, really. So yeah, this will be. I'm looking forward to this to see what all the fanfare about Tom Lawler. Was he a UFC guy? Was he?
Well, I know he's an MLW. He was was champion MLW.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in the UFC or Bellator or something like that. Mixed martial arts.
Bellator.
Yeah,
he was in Bellator for a little while.
Quite interestingly enough, that's a promotion that they're thinking of buying as well.
Yeah.
So I hear.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
please no.
I don't think this is going on first because on Collision.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, MJF and Takanashi's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will get to that. I was going to get to that when I got to the match.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll Adam Cole, full out for Adam Cole.
Yeah, I'm, I'm going to get to this one because I know I'm going to struggle. Blackpool Combat Club, you are Castagnoli and our good friend Mox against Shota Umino. Yeah. Jay,
Takeshita.
Thank you. And they go against the Elite, Eddie Kingston and Ishii. I know that.
Wow.
One. I know.
Wow. No, this is you just saying that. Like, I'm excited.
I mean, if there was 100 scale that we could put this on, that's where I'd be. You know what? It's so hard to pick a winner out of this because I still think we're going to get more from it. And am I right in thinking the Combat Club won the last one?
They won Anarchy in the arena, didn't they?
So just for that reason, I'm going to go with the Elite one on Dynamite, didn't they? And then that's when
yeah. I've gone back and forth with this all day.
Because it's not the end. It's not going to be the end, is it? That's the thing.
No. I've gone for the Hung Bucks, Eddie and Ishii, and I think Eddie's going to pick up the win, possibly over Claudio, because I know they've had a match at the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but that's not finished by a long stretch. So I think Eddie's going to get his win back here. So that's why I've gone with those.
Oh, Gary Joe, I'm going to wait because I want to still think of mine.
Yeah, this one's tricky. You know, I'm going to go with, I feel, you know, we need to go with I think I need to go with the BCC. But the Elite, you know, they don't need to lose either. But then again, you know, they come into a package deal. That's not a knock on Eddie Kingston or Ishii. Like, I love them both. But, man, I'm going to go, excuse me, I'm going to go with BCC. Just because, you know, Don Callis has been teasing that he has a faction that he's looking to build.
Good show.
So, and obviously, go ahead, Adam. I will say it for you. Take Shitta. I love Takashka, but you know.
I'd love to say that name properly as well.
Kevin Kelly said it. Oh yeah, same point.
He said the same thing, so it's okay.
Yeah.
That's it. If their commentators are getting it wrong, they won't mind us getting it wrong.
No. I just, you know, I'm going to go with the BCC just because it's not over, and I think the final match, when they have their final, whether it's blood and guts or something got all in, the Elite will pick up that win, and I think for that reason. But I am immensely because it's just going to be a smash mouth in your face fight, and I can't. That's the sort of stuff I like. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I would, as I said, if I could have 100 on the scale, I'd have it. The next match, I've got Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the same. Yeah, I think they give you that.
If you said yes, you can't change.
Yeah, you can have that.
I can have that one. Yeah.
Against
Jericho, Suzuki, and Guevara. I'm going to go. I'm not massively looking forward to this. I'm not. That's not a knock. I just not. I think this is going to go on to having a maybe Sting and Jericho match at All In, which is probably where they're going to go with that whole. I think this is where Guevara splits away. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Sting, Darby, and Naito. I would say roughly I would say a 7, but it would probably go up once that match starts. It'll probably be absolutely fine. But for that reason, I'm just going to say a 7. I'm going to go for Sting and Darby because I don't think Sting's lost, has he yet?
No, I don't think.
No. So, Dave, over to you.
Yeah, I think the same. I think there's going to be dissension between Jericho and Sammy. And that will break out into those guys having a feud and possibly set up a match at the next pay-per-view. I think this is going to be a lot of fun as well. I'm equally as excited. I'd say I'm probably about a 9 for this and a 10 for the BCC match. I think this is going to be really good. Sting's my all-time favorite. Love the guy. I'm just so glad he's still doing it. And he probably hasn't got long left, so we really need to appreciate every moment, particularly this year, because he has flirted with the idea or mentioned about not being around forever. So I'd love to see a Scorpion Death Drop on Jericho, perhaps, and yeah, those guys pick up the win.
Gary Joe.
The excitement level is probably an 8.5. I would love to see Sammy finally go solo. I think everybody from JAS needs to go solo, quite frankly. Yeah, I mean, when you're getting Nato and Sting and Darby, it's just this is a treat, man. Like, especially for Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Just imagine those two.
Yeah.
Them being young in the business, get to be in the ring with those legends. It's an amazing experience for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sting, Nato, and Darby Allin on this one because Adam nailed it right on the head. Sting hasn't lost in a match in AEW, either it's tag teams or singles. So
there we go. This is one of my favorite matches I'm looking forward to next. And it's a shame though, because he's not starting the pay-per-view. Go with now. But I'm going to call him what Zack Sabre Jr. calls him because he's absolutely outstanding. So it's Orange Bollocks versus Daniel Garcia, Shibata, and Zack Sabre Jr. This is going to be a bundle of fun, and this is at 11 for me because these four are just fantastic. And I've even gotten you. I was a bit when I first saw Orange Cassidy when it first started, and it was just this guy in his pockets, and he was all this sort of stuff. Was never sure about him, and it's only the last sort of 12 months or so that I've grown to really like the guy. And that's not a hit him or anything. It's just personal preferences. Garcia, brilliant. Zack Sabre Jr. on another planet. And, for me, I can't see if he loses it, I'll be surprised. But if he loses it, it'll be to Garcia. But I'm sticking with Orange Bollocks retaining the title on this one. Dave, what about you?
This is the match that I'm looking forward to the most, believe it or not. And there's not much in it because the two top matches on the card are sensational. Yeah. But we know they're going to be sensational. Whereas this is it's not going to go under the radar. People are going to know it's going to be a good match because of who's in it. But I think this could be match of the night. My excitement level is a 10 for this. I love Fatal 4-Ways anyway. And I think the last few Fatal 4-Ways we've seen in AEW, particularly the one at Double or Nothing, was so good with all the combination moves. And I think we're going to get more of the same in this. I think Orange is going to retain. They're still obviously playing on the injuries and everything like that, but I don't think this is how he loses in the Fatal 4-Way. I would be quite happy for any of the four to win because it will mean that we'll see more of them in the next few weeks. So I'd love to Shibata to stay because Shibata's the pure champion, isn't he, in Ring of Honor?
Yes.
So yeah, he's going to be around anyway. So we're going to see him, and hopefully Zack Sabre Jr. is going to stick around until at least All In.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed. I love him, Garcia. I love what he's doing in terms of the wrestler and the sports entertainer stuff. Still think it's really entertaining. But Orange Bollocks is going to go over for me.
Brilliant, Gary Joe. What about you?
Whatever. Yeah, guys. Let me tell you, the excitement level for me is pretty high as well. This definitely gets a 10. I'm with Dave as well. This is one of my highly excited matches that I can't wait for. You get different flavors in this match, which makes it perfect. You got Orange, that's not really a technician, but he's the dude with the hands in his pockets that keeps killing it every single time he defends that title. Then you got Sabre Jr., perhaps one of the best technicians in all of New Japan. Then you got hard hitting from Shibata, which I don't want to feel those chops. And you got Daniel Garcia, that is a very, me personally, an underrated talent. He's young, he's hungry, he's ready to get some gold again. But yeah, Orange may have a little bit of some orange pulp that he will be sweating off his brow, but that's okay. This is going to be an exciting one. I got Orange as well. I don't see a loss here from Orange, but again, he's going to prove that he is one of the best champions that AEW has seen in quite some time.
Absolutely agree with that.
Great answer, man. Great answer.
Yeah. Next match I've got is the AEW Women's World Title. Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale For me, it's 7.5. I don't see the title changing. I think Hayter's going to have come back and have something to do with the title, maybe it all in. Willow impresses me every time I see her. And she does something new. She's something there. I'm not. When a character can be too happy. And sometimes I think she's a bit. Obviously, it's just a character thing, maybe because I don't like particularly.
I think she's pretty much like that in real life as well. From what I've seen, I think she's a really bubbly, happy person.
Yeah. So maybe she's just playing herself and her character really well.
Yeah, and turning it up.
Yeah, turning it up to notches a couple of bit. But for me, yeah, Tony Storm 7.5. I just think Jamie Hayter's going to have a say in it, and it's not going to be Willow ain't going to be champion if Jamie Hayter's going to come back. Gary, go.
7 levels, 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, I mean, matches should be fun, but I'm not unfortunately excited for this one. I think Tony's going to win as well. I think that is going to build for All In, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, and maybe Saraya if she's feeling better. But I mean, there is somebody that issued a challenge for Willow's title, and that is one of the hottest women in the New Japan right now, and that's Gyula, I think her name is. So, yeah, that would be a hell of a match for Willow. And just to piggyback off of the comment that you meant about the whole thing with Willow where she's all fluffy and giddy, she kind of reminds me of Bailey, but this is AEW's version of Bailey. In some way. So.
That's
yeah,
true.
definitely.
Dave?
So I think this will be a good match, but I'm only about a 7 out of 10. Tony's going to win for me, but I would have preferred them to have the stipulation in this match. Whoever wins gets a shot at the title. So Tony gets shot at Willow's title.
Oh,
yeah. And if Willow won, she gets the AEW title. I'd be more, I'd have more doubt about who's going to win then if neither title was on the line. The fact that the AEW women's title is on the line suggests to me that Tony Storm's going to win. So yeah, I'd have more intrigue in this, and I'd be more excited for it if, as I say, it's set up a title match. That being said, great wrestlers. Willow's come on leaps and bounds, literal bounds, and that pounce she does is something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is going to be a great match, guys, but it's got a lot of stiff competition on the card. But yeah, maybe this will surprise us as well and be better than we expect.
So a full house of Tony Storm. I'm going to ask a question before I get on to the next match, mainly to Gary Joe, because I spoke to you about this differently. CM Punk in the same arena as the Elite. We obviously know what's going on or what's happened. We obviously know there's apparently more stuff happened at Dynamite this week that annoyed someone. Dax made that perfectly clear. Is there going to be more people wondering at what happens backstage more than what his match is going to be? Like Gary to control, do you think, with Punk?
So, I mean, I can't confirm what happened backstage. No. Like, none of us can, but I can say I think it's full of shit. Just her sheets wanting to, be the heroes of the internet, want us to give the inside scoops. Eddie Kingston even came out today and just, crapping on the rumors. So, with that said, though, Kevin Kelly said it perfectly. We're not in Chicago anymore.
Yes.
I firmly believe that's really planting the seeds of that match that we all want to see with Punk and Kenny or the Elite and CMFTR. I think, it's just, of course, we're having a mixed reaction with CM Punk, especially in Toronto, Kenny's home country. That's literally his home city is not too far from Toronto. So, I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to develop for sure. It's much as not the biggest fan of Bischoff, but he's kind of right when he said controversy does create cash. I want these gentlemen to, let's say if that rumor is true, that one that is pissed off at Punk and then have to walk out of Dynamite. You need to be grown adults. I feel they need to stop acting like children. Sure, what Punk said maybe fluffed feathers, and I can understand that, but at the same time, you can discuss your differences for the sake of that company. I love this company, and I want it to succeed, but it's going to be hard to succeed if people are not going to take it seriously because of all the gossip that people read. Especially me, I'm guilty with that, clear as day, man. So it just,
we all get wrapped up in
I
it,
don't
don't we,
know.
as fans? Because we just want to, we just want to know stuff, and we just love it with fanatics. Totally
Yeah.
understand that, Gary. We go down the rabbit hole of reading articles and interviews and bits and pieces, and then it's hard to decipher what's true and what's rumor. And I'm much the same with this. I think they're all in a place where they've got a professional enough relationship to go to work and make a lot of money. They're not going to be like, going out to dinner with each other anytime soon, and they're not going to be considering each other friends. They're work colleagues. But I don't think there's going to be anything that happens backstage. I think it's going to be all fine. I think it's got to have got to a stage where it's an environment where people can go to work in a safe environment and not without fearing that they're going to end up in a fight. I think Tony Khan would have let somebody go if it was that bad. I don't think he'd have ever got Ace Steel back. And in all honesty, he'd probably have paid CM Punk off. Yeah. So I think there must be assurances and things there to say that they can all work and not cause any incident, and it could not reflect bad on the company, because that was the worst part of Brawl Out for me. It gave AEW a bit of a black eye. At a time where everything was so good and had so much momentum, and there definitely has been a dip. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's okay, but I think Punk's going to win.
They would have put him on the show if there was going to be any show.
And I totally agree with you, both of you guys, especially Adam. You knocked it right on the head, man. Where they would not be putting him on the card if they knew CM Punk's going to get that heat. Yeah. He's going to feel the heat. He's going to feel the wrath with Toronto most of the month of July anyway. So, because that's where Collision is going to do their summer tour.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see what could develop with this, and I'm hopeful everything would be civil, great, because the Elite, Adam Page's, their contracts are up.
And I was going to say
very soon. So
they haven't signed yet.
And I think that's smart to a degree. At the end of the day, for what I'm hearing, thankfully I have an insider named Kyle. He does marketing and stuff over there, and he tells me all the time that they're very happy with the company, no matter what's going on with the tension. So trust me, I tried to give some scoops, but obviously I don't know them all because I don't work there. But if they're okay, if they're feeling happy, and from what I'm hearing, that the Elite definitely does want to resign, because the latest one that came out that a lot of talent believe that they are going to resign. Yeah. I'm feeling optimistic as a fan. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, obviously we know that the certain people in Connecticut would love them on their brand, but I personally think they need to stay where they are. They don't need to go to that.
I don't think they fit into the WWE. I just don't think they do. I mean, whatever happens, we're gonna see them, and they're going to be on our screen, so we won't be too disappointed. But I just don't think they moved from AEW. I didn't necessarily think Cody would, to be honest. That was a bit of a shocker. But then when you really think about it and where Cody came from and how he came up in the WWE system to begin with, the Young Bucks never have, and Kenny never has. So I don't see it. I think they stay in AEW.
Yeah.
My biggest concern too, guys. I mean, Vince McMahon had full hands-on creative this week. And
we know.
I was watching SmackDown, man, and I was like, why are you making Ronda win? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing LA Knight, which is one of my favorites right now? He needs to win the Money in the Bank for sure. But then when you see him again against Rey Mysterio, like, why? Man, and I think this is, 6 months from now, which is going to be the full sale taking effect with Endeavor in WWE. You're going to see a lot of drastic big changes, like big ones. WWE is going to be going through cuts very soon as well.
That'd be good for the
I'm
podcast.
sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. But
Yeah.
I don't see the Elite going in.
No, I don't think so. No, nor do I. Anyway, enough about WWE. This is AEW. So, or as Paul Heyman was, this is AEW.
It's okay.
Yeah, we've just spoke CM Punk and Satoshi Kojima. Come on, that's got to be right.
You got it, man. You got
it. In the Owen, I think. Well, I mean, I don't know enough about. I mean, I know Kojima's a bit of a legend. I don't know enough about him, and that's not a hit. That's just me not knowing enough about a talent. So I would say it's about 7.5 because I like Punk. I still like Punk. I know he's an idiot and he's done some bad, he's done some stupid things, but I still like Punk. He's going to get the heat. We know that because of Collision. We know full well that it was 50-50. Then it went 80-20 into heat. So that's fine. He picks it up for me. I think he's probably the favourite for the Owen in the men's other than Joe, but he'll face Joe if Joe beats next week. If Joe wins next week on Collision.
Roderick Strong.
What a match that's going to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going Punk. And the only reason I'm saying 7.5 is I don't know enough about Kojima. Dave?
Yeah, I'm about the same, mate. I think Punk's going to go over purely because of the next match, which I think they've been setting that up. Because we're guys that spend a lot of time looking at wrestling on the internet, we know that there was a rumor about CM Punk wanting to work with Joe as well. So, yeah, I think that kind of telegraphed the CM Punk win.
Gary Joe, do you agree?
Wholeheartedly agree. I think it's no-brainer that Punk's going to win the men's tournament, unless I would love Ricky Starks deep down inside.
I think that'll be the
more
final.
Than Punk. So this should be an okay match. Excitement level, I'm there with you fellas. I'm going to give it probably a 7 out of 10, unfortunately. I think Kojima should be the highlight of the match more than Punk, to be honest with you. So that's just me.
No, that's he probably will be. I just don't know about the guy to warrant it. But the next match, Sanada versus Jack Perry for the IWGP Championship. For me, I am quite excited about this because everyone's playing down Jungle Boy's chances, including me. I'm not saying AEW are going to pull a swerve and he's going to win, but I'm excited about it just because they've planted a seed because they keep saying, he's the underdog. He's got this guy everywhere. Sonada's a huge favorite going into this. So I'm intrigued just because of that reason. Hooks at ringside. Are they going to pull the trigger on the Jack Perry heel turn after this? I think Sonada wins, but I don't know I'm intrigued to see if Jack Perry turns after this as well. Gary Joe, what's your feelings about this one?
You're taking the words right out of my mouth there, bro. This should be fun, regardless. I guess legitimately these two don't know nothing about each other, their styles. So that should be very interesting. I don't think it's going to be a long match. I think it's probably going to be like 10 minutes. Excitement level, unfortunately, it's really not there for me. 7.5 out of 10, maybe. But yeah, I do agree with you, bro. I think we're going to see the Jack Perry heel turn right after the match, and then he starts a feud with Hook. So personally, I would love to see a heel turn from Jack Perry. It's needed, he's been very edgy the last few months now. So yeah, I don't know. It's just this match does not spark my interest. I have no idea why.
Interestingly, just quick one, Dave. Do you want about Jack Perry heel turns? Does he realign himself with Christian Cage at this point and go back with Luchas? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm just thinking. Anyway, your pick, Dave. What's going on in this one?
So this is the great thing about wrestling, because I'm really excited about this, and there's different fans get excited for different matches and stuff, and I totally understand the seeds of doubt about this, but I think it's going to be a sensational match, and I am really intrigued about the Hook situation and the heel turn because they were playing up this week that Hook wasn't there and they didn't know where he was, and Jungle Boy didn't know where he was. So I think this is going to be fireworks at the end, one way or another. He got a lot of boos as well, Jungle Boy, in the week. Was it on Dynamite or Collision? He got a lot of boos.
On Collision.
Rampage then. Oh, he's
No,
Rampage. So
Rampage.
he's on Rampage against Doki.
Yep.
And that was a great match. And at the end of the match, Doki had done so well and got over it during the match that Jungle Boy was actually being booed at the end, and he didn't really know what to do. So I think that's played into this story perfectly. So yeah, fireworks, Jungle Boy losing his mind at the end, some kind of heel turn, but ultimately Sanada's going to retain his title.
Yeah. Now, the next one I've got is the match that you rightfully said, Dave, was announced to open the show, MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. I may be sounding controversial. I didn't really rate Tanahashi against Swerve. Maybe it was just conflict of styles. Maybe I enjoyed the match itself. I just didn't necessarily enjoy him. I thought he was too much air guitar, and not, he was doing. But and again, the only reason I'm not excited for it is because I kind of know who wins. They've not done enough, I don't think, to plant any doubt that MJF's walking out of this type match the winner. And again, I just didn't like what I saw from Tanahashi. And again, he may be brilliant, but that for me, that he just didn't do enough for me in that match with Swerve to even think that he's got a chance of winning against MJF. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's probably his best days are behind him, unfortunately, from talking to my friend that's a big New Japan fan. The Ace, he's a legend over there. It would be a similar type of thing if not quite as if Ric Flair came and having a match now, but a similar time. Again. No, perhaps like the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair match at WrestleMania was sensational, but obviously Flair's better days were behind him, and Shawn Michaels carried the match. Still a great match, and it was still a great spectacle. And I think this will be a great match in that sense, as a big occasion. But exactly the same as you, mate. There isn't enough here to suggest that this is when MJF loses his title. So again, I think they could have done something differently with it. But at the same time, going into a card like Forbidden Door, you want the AEW title to be on the line. So yeah, difficult, but I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it'll be a good match. Excitement level for this is probably about a 7.5.
Yeah. There you go.
I give it a 7.6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, Dave said it perfectly. Like, yeah, Tanahashi is at one of the best legendary studs in, over there. But then again, I always look at it this way. Every time when MJF is in a match lately, it just leads to perfection. Like, it's really, really good. I think Tanahashi is really going to give him a good run for his money. Unfortunately, I'm there with you guys. Like, it just sucks the build really hasn't lived up to the hype for this, because MJF has been doing his thing with Adam Cole, which I get it. You need to prolong that feud because, after all, it's AEW television. I'm going to go with MJF too, but it should be a decent match for what it will be. So.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, MJF full house. I don't think there's any arguments there. The next two matches, I don't even think we're going to need to do an excitement scale for the next two, because as soon as they were announced, I think you could have filled this stadium 2 times over. Danielson Okada. We know Danielson's a little beat up. That's why he hasn't done a lot since the last match. I think that's even why he was restricted in the Anarchy in the arena. But these two, I'm going with Danielson. Only because I think someone else is winning the main event that's not AEW, so you probably guess who I'm going for in the other match. So, but the excitement scale, there isn't a number that I could give you for these two matches that would do it justice, in my opinion. Gary Joe, what do you think?
Oh, man. This match really had me back and forth. Should Okada win just because it would leave a good statement for New Japan? Should Omega win? I'm not Omega, sorry, going ahead of myself. Should Danielson finally win that big time match since he's been in AEW? I'm going to go with Danielson just for that, because, man, that guy, this match is probably going to go maybe longer than Omega and Ospreay, if I can be honest. I see this being hell of a match. First, maybe it's going to be a match of the year candidate. Just the excitement level is just so damn high for this. It's literally like the background of us. Okay, there was an explosion of excitement. So I'm just so thrilled for this. This is what I love about this pay-per-view in general. Like, this is a dream match for a lot of people, and I think more than Ospreay and Kenny at this moment. So, yeah, definitely the American Dragon, and
Also,
looks like it is.
So
Go ahead.
they've also bought the rights to the Final Countdown.
I was about to say it, man. Looks like that has been bought. So,
Yep.
oh man, like they're really going all in, going all out, whatever pun that I can think of right now. But I'm excited for this match.
Yep.
So
Definitely, Dave. I know you share the excitement. So
yeah, I'm finding it hard to contain myself. It'd be a 500 or 1,000 out of 10. It's an impossible figure. I can't put on. This could really be, and this is going to sound too grand, this could be the best match of all time. It's got that potential. There's not many times you can go into a match saying that. Some of the best matches I've ever seen in my life have featured Danielson and Okada. For them to be facing each other, I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would be possible. And Danielson, yeah, he has been carrying a few knocks, so I'm hoping the reason he hasn't been performing as much is just to keep him as fresh as possible for this match. But the matches Danielson's had in AEW have been off the charts. You're looking at possibly the best technical wrestler in America and the best wrestler in Japan. Yeah, I'm really, really pumped for this. I don't think Danielson's going to win, though. I think Okada's going to win. I don't think it means too much to Bryan Danielson as a person, because he's at a later stage in his career. And Okada, I don't know, he might just look a lot younger, but he seems quite, compared to Danielson, he seems probably 10 years younger. So I think Danielson will be putting Okada over. But I think this will be absolutely awesome. And if anybody's clicked on this video on YouTube and you've just accidentally dropped on this bit, if you're a wrestling fan, you need to check this match out, either as it happens or after it happens. It's going to be awesome.
Just to let you know, Okada's 35.
Yeah, what's Danielson, about 40? Early 40s?
42, 43.
42.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Okada's the young guy. And yeah, they're both at the prime, though, for me. They're both in the prime still. Like Danielson, yes, he's at the back end of his prime, and Okada's probably bang in the middle of his prime. But the matches against Kenny were so good. So good. And I'd love to see that again, Okada and Kenny, one more time. But this to be a match as well that we've never seen. The two of the best wrestlers in the world in a match that we've never seen before. Even if this match, it will be awesome. Forbidden Door will probably get a 10 out of 10 for me, regardless of what happens in the other matches,
Definitely. And let's finish up the match for me that I can't wait. I mean, Danielson and Okada, obviously, but I don't live very far from Will Ospreay in England, so I get a bit more excited for Will Ospreay. He lives about 20 minutes from me. I don't actually know the precise location, but it's not far. Ospreay, Omega. I'm not even going to give you a score because it's too high for that. It's going to be an absolute brilliant match. I have a feeling Don Callis is getting involved in this, and I have a feeling that Ospreay's finally picking up his win over Omega in this particular match and winning the Omega's title, isn't it? So I've got a feeling that Ospreay wins that and goes forward. Dave, what do you think?
So we think this is going to main event. Yeah, it's definitely one of these last two matches. It's going to go on last.
Do you think that it pays that the result is dependent on where it is on the card?
Not sure. I think because Omega won the first one, I definitely think Ospreay is winning the rematch and going to win the belt. So I think wherever it was on the card, I would be of that opinion. It's just whether they end the show with Ospreay like on the ropes, holding the belt up, or whether it would be more of a, I don't know. Okada really is the face in the Danielson match, isn't he? Because BCC are heels.
Yeah.
So I think Okada standing victorious at the end and everybody clapping and everyone on their feet is probably what Tony Khan will want to go for. But either match could be I'm absolutely fine with. I don't really care too much because they're both, it's a treat for us, an absolute treat for wrestling fans. We keep saying how much of a good time it is to be wrestling fans. These two matches are going to be sensational. but I think Ospreay is going to win his belt back.
Excellent. Final word, Gary Joe. What do you think?
Simon Level, well, I'm with you. Like, does not even need a number. The match itself, easily one of the highly anticipated rematches that I wanted. I think Ospreay is going to also pull up the win. I do agree with you. I think Don Callis is going to do something to cost Kenny the match. And then again, like I said moments ago, like Don Callis does want to build a faction, and I think we got that little bit of a tease from Dynamite with Will Ospreay. But man, it just, I don't know what I'm more excited for, this one or the Okada and Danielson match. Like, choose them. Like,
The same. I'm exactly the same.
All I will say is, man, just enjoy being a wrestling fan, because this is what wrestling does for me. Is, man, it just makes me so excited to be a fan. But everybody knows what I cater to, and but I'm glad, because this company has given me so much hope, and man, I'm just enjoy Forbidden Door. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is the best way to finish this podcast, by saying just enjoy Forbidden Door. Yeah. This has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with me, Adam Cousins, Forbidden Dave, Gary Joe from Honor the Elite on the Facebook. Check those guys out as well. We will be reviewing this tomorrow at some point. We cannot wait. But until then, everyone, buckle down, stay safe, and we will see you again soon.